In the first lesson, you learned the 7 patterns scammers use. In the second, you learned why your seed phrase is the money itself. This one is different. Today we actually do it. 3 free websites, about 5 minutes, and no technical knowledge at all. And you will be able to look at any new token and answer the questions that matter before you spend a cent. I will show you the real tools, where to click, and what the numbers actually mean. I will also show you what these tools cannot tell you, which is just as important and something almost nobody mentions. Before we open anything, one idea that will outlive every tool in this video. Websites change, they get redesigned, renamed, and sometimes they disappear. So do not memorize buttons. Memorize the 4 questions. Question 1. Can this contract do something dangerous to me? Question 2. Who actually holds this token? Question 3. Can the liquidity be pulled out tomorrow? Question 4. Does the token even let me sell? Every tool we look at exists to answer one of those. If a tool disappears, you search for another one that answers the same question. The questions are the skill. The websites are just where you happen to ask them. Question 1. Is the contract itself dangerous? This is what a token scanner is for. You paste in the contract address, that long string of characters that identifies the token, and the scanner reads the code for you and reports what it finds. There are several. TokenSniffer, De.Fi Scanner, and honeypot.is are among the best known. They differ in layout, but they all do the same job. What you are looking for is not a score you have to interpret. You are looking for named warnings. Can the owner mint new tokens? Can the sell tax be changed after you buy? Is there a function that blocks selling? Does one wallet hold most of the supply? You do not need to read a single line of code. The tool has already read it. Your job is to read the warnings and take them literally. And one rule that saves people constantly. If the scan says high risk or honeypot detected, you are finished. There is no next step. You do not investigate further. You do not ask in the group chat whether it is a false positive. You close the tab. Question 2. Who actually holds this token? For this, you use a block explorer. Etherscan for Ethereum, BscScan for BNB Chain, Solscan for Solana, or Blockscout, which is the one I will show you here. You paste the same contract address and you open the Holders tab. What you get is a list of every wallet holding the token, ordered by size, with a percentage next to each. That percentage column is the whole point. The rule of thumb: if a single wallet holds more than 20% of the supply, or the top 10 together hold more than half, be very careful. Those holders can sell into the market whenever they choose, and you cannot stop them. But here's the nuance almost every beginner guide skips, and it matters. Look at the names. On a real Explorer, large known wallets are labeled Binance, a bridge contract, a protocol's treasury. A big balance sitting in a labeled exchange wallet is not the same thing as a big balance sitting in an anonymous address created 3 days ago. The first is normal infrastructure. The second is a person who can end the token whenever they like. So do not just read the number. Read the name next to it. Question 3. Can the liquidity be pulled out tomorrow? Remember from Lesson 1, the liquidity pool is the real money that makes trading possible. If the team can withdraw it, the token goes to 0 in a single transaction. A liquidity lock puts that pool into a smart contract that will not release it until a set date. The team genuinely cannot take it out before then, and anyone can verify it. Tools like UNCX or Team.Finance show you the locks. What you want to see is a lock that exists, that covers most of the liquidity, and that runs for a meaningful length of time. Several months is reasonable. Years is better. What you do not want to see is no lock at all. A lock covering a tiny fraction of the pool, or one that expires next week. A lock expiring in a few days is not protection. It is a countdown. Question 4. Does the token even let you sell? Some scanners simulate this for you automatically. They run a buy and a sell inside a simulation and tell you whether the sell went through. That simulation is genuinely useful, and it costs you nothing. People also do it manually, by buying a few dollars worth and immediately trying to sell it. And here we have to repeat the warning from Lesson 1, because it is the single most misunderstood check in crypto. If the sell fails, you have learned something real. Walk away and treat the money as tuition, but a sell that works proves nothing. Sophisticated contracts let small amounts through on purpose. Some let the first few sells succeed and then close. Some only block sales above a certain size. The trap is designed to pass exactly the test you are running. A failed sell is a red light. A successful sell is not a green light. Now the part that most guides leave out, and the part that actually protects you. Every tool in this video reads the blockchain. That means they can only see what is written in code. And most of the money lost in crypto is not lost to code. A scanner cannot tell you the team will still be here next month. It cannot tell you the anonymous developer is running 4 other projects. It cannot detect a promise made in a Discord, or an influencer being paid, or a roadmap that will never be built. A perfectly clean contract can be run by dishonest people. Every single one of the pump and dump cases from Lesson 1 would pass a contract scan, because there was nothing wrong with the contract. The problem was the people. So use these tools the way a doctor uses a blood test. A bad result tells you something is wrong. A good result does not tell you that you are healthy. It only rules out one specific set of problems. The tools eliminate the traps. Your judgment handles the rest. So here's the routine. 5 minutes, in this order, every time. Step 1. Get the contract address from the project's own official website. Not from a chat message, not from a search result, not from a reply under a post. Fake tokens with almost identical addresses are a whole industry. Step 2. Run it through a scanner. If anything says high risk or honeypot, stop there. Step 3. Open a block explorer and look at the holders. Check the percentages and check the names beside them. Step 4. Check the liquidity lock. No lock or a lock expiring soon, and you treat it as a rug waiting to happen. Step 5. Pause and ask the 3 questions no tool can answer for you. Who are these people? What does this actually do? And what happens to me if it goes to 0 tomorrow? That is it. 5 minutes. Most people spend longer choosing a restaurant. 1 sentence to take with you. These tools cannot tell you that something is safe. They can only tell you when something is dangerous. And that is still enough to avoid most of what takes people's money. You now have all 3 pieces. You know the patterns from Lesson 1. You know how to protect your keys from Lesson 2. And you know how to check before you buy. Together, that puts you ahead of the overwhelming majority of people who lose money in this space. Not because you are smarter, but because you slowed down for 5 minutes. Thanks for watching. Stay careful out there.